All right, so here, we're gonna
Not
start.
right now.
Okay.
Good, we wanna start. So,
Doesn't have your name on there.
What do you want me to start, Mick?
That's because
nothing yet.
you can't.
Okay.
I don't need this.
So here's our prayer to start with. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen.
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 Loving God, creator of all
Of all
things,
things, you
You
call us
call
in
us
a relationship with you and others. Thank you for calling me
to be a catechist.
For the
for the opportunity to share with others
Have given
what you have given to me. May all those
those with whom I
who
share the gift of faith
discover how you are present in all things. May they come to know you,
the one
one
true
true
God,
God,
and
and
Jesus
Jesus
Christ,
Christ,
whom
whom
you
whom
have
have you
sent.
sent.
In
May
the
the grace of the Holy
Spirit
Spirit
guide
guide
my
my
heart
heart
and lips,
so
that
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 I
I may remain
constant
constant in
loving and
praising you.
praising you.
May
May
I
I be
The
a
witness to the
gospel
gospel and
and
minister.
minister of your truth.
May
May
all
all
my
my
words and actions
reflect
reflect your love. Amen.
Amen.
in the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen.
Amen.
Beautiful prayer.
Amen.
Hey, we keep losing you guys.
Wow.
Okay, so when we use Zoom, we can share screen. The share screen is reserved for the meeting host or the co-host. Right now, I'm just the meeting host. When we start working with Allison and Becky about teaching remote, I'll share those controls with you and make sure that you understand how they work. But I anticipate that's what we're going to be doing a lot of during those meetings. And it's just a simple click of a button. I did want to go over something that we talked about with the parents in our parent meeting. For those of you who don't know, we did have a parent meeting. And in that parent meeting, we went over the fact of what's going to be happening in our in-person meeting session. So here's what we need to make sure that we all understand. Upon entrance, all children, or before entrance, all children will have their temperatures taken. So they'll be taken in the car by door number 5. That responsibility right now is up to Carmen and myself. We'll enlist others as we can help. We ask that the teachers for the in-class sessions be in Hurley Hall. And what's going to happen is Carmen or myself will be or a volunteer will take the temperature of the child. If it is an acceptable temperature, we will allow the child to come in through door 5. The door 5 is by the kitchen, the playground. I'll show you that on a map if you're unsure. The child will walk into Hurley Hall by the kitchen, and there will be a sign there on the tables for him to go to the appropriate table. And that table will be for his class. Ideally, his teacher will be, or her teacher will already be there.
Where? In the,
That time. In
The lunchroom?
Hurley Hall.
at Hurley Hall,
At the table.
at
Yeah.
the table.
Yes.
Okay.
So if a teacher needs to set up their room ahead of time, I'm asking that you come and set your room up. If you want to do that, that's fine. But be in Hurley Hall a few minutes before your session is to start. We can't have children just walking through the school going willy-nilly. All right. When it's time to take your kids to class, what's going on with Carmen and I, there are no late arrivals this year. There can't be, and the parents will know it. So at 9:10, when you take your kids up to your class, we are walking away from the door. It's much like church. We're not going to be sitting there and letting people come in. We don't have the resources to do it. Okay.
So, Mick,
Go ahead.
so the parent comes up at 9:12. Okay? knocking on the door. You're not gonna open the door
We won't be there.
and they'll just get angry and drive away
Right.
and call it guys next day, right?
You know, perhaps I will sit there the first day, but we have to get past that habit, right? Because we
Yeah,
don't
gotta
have,
be
yeah,
that
true.
time.
Yeah, you're right.
we do not have the resources to do this.
True.
Okay.
Okay.
So parents are not allowed in the school.
That's right.
That's just the way it goes. The only adults in the school will be the staff, Carmen and I, the teachers, and any volunteers that we vet and approve. And you guys have to go through the same protocols. Temperatures have to be taken, not recorded. Hand sanitized, masks worn. All right. So yes, the children have to wear masks in the school at all times. You will escort them up to their classroom. The second floor classrooms will go up the back stairwell right by the kitchen. That's up. And they will come down the other stairwell. Stairwells are one direction only.
Mhm.
So you cannot go up a stairwell and down the same stairwell. You have to go up the way I tell you to go up, and you come down the way I tell you to come down.
Okay.
They are marked already, so it should be a no-brainer. The lower level classes for like first, second, and third, they will walk through Hurley Hall and they will go to the primary wing to their appropriate classroom. Outside of every classroom, there is hand sanitizers attached to the wall. You will have your kids sanitize their hands and enter the room. You will not move the desks. Okay, the desks have to stay where they're at. They are to be socially distant, and the child may sit in the desk, of course. You know, but we are not to move the desk, add desks. We are capped. We have a hard cap of how many kids in each room based on the school's layout. We cannot just, you know, you may think, oh, I can get 5 more kids in the class. No. You have your class and that's it. Okay. The largest class is I think Jose Diaz has 15. And 15 is what can fit into what I was told, what can fit into the a science room, I believe it was. But anyway, you know, we're following what the St. Matthew School does. Okay. That also plays a part in when teachers are absent or decide to, oh, you know, my brother wants to take me to breakfast, so I'm going to call Deacon Mick and say I can't come in, which we understand. Those things happen. Emergencies can happen. I understand that.
Yeah.
But,
brother.
but please know that we cannot combine classes.
Not anymore.
Oh, no combination of classes now.
Not anymore.
Okay.
There's just, we cannot do it. We don't have enough room in a class. The average class has 12 desks in it. So if you've got 8 and let's say Lou's got 8, Sylvia, we can't say, oh, let's put these 2 together. We can't. There's no place to put them.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
know, we just can't. So it will be very, very difficult. I know what I will do in an absolute emergency, but I just want you to know how difficult it will be to do this year. Okay. All right. So at the end of the class, the children, you will bring your children to door number 4. And you will get them outside because we don't want them anymore. No, we just need them to move out. And then their parents will pick them up. This is our map. If you take a look here, this is where the swing set is over here in this area.
Mm-hmm.
Oops, right here. I'm sorry, this area. And this is door number 5.
5, yeah.
So the parents will drive around, they'll stop right here. Carmen or I will take the temperature. The child will walk into Hurley Hall. The parents drive off. They will have class with you, and at the appropriate time, you will bring them to this door number 4. This door number 4, we usually call it the back parking lot.
Yes.
Okay. It's got a few steps.
Few steps, yeah.
Yeah. You will bring your class there, walking socially distant. Okay.
Mhm.
And you will take your children out, up those stairs, and their parents will be parking right here. And they will come get their child, go back to their car. And then you will come back into the school and take care of what you need to take care of, collecting your
Oh.
things, sanitizing, helping, because we all got a short time if you can, if you're physically able to help us sanitize, and then you get to go home as well. We can only have one class at a time walking out. So, just to be 6 foot distance. So let's say Sylvia takes her class out, Bob's kind of walking down here, he waits, lets the whole class go, and then he takes his class out, spreads out, and they can meet their parents. Our job out here is to make sure that our kids don't get killed in the parking lot. It is not going to be as, we're hoping so, but it will not be as calm and organized as how the school does it, because our parents aren't ready for it. Our parents were told that they cannot move their car until they cannot drive around anyone. If their kids in the car and they're up front and we're out there, we will tell them they can move. All right. It's not going to be as congested as the school is. I know Jose's seen the school pickup, and that's only because we have less kids getting picked up at any given time. That's the beauty. The school, when St. Matthew's School lets out, they all the grades get out at the same time. We have 3 different sessions, so it won't be as difficult. All right. Now the question is going to be, where do I park? How do I get in this place? Right here is door number 1. That's our main door. We're asking you to park here.
Isn't that handicap?
Somewheres here.
There's only
Yeah.
2 spots.
Yeah, that's handicap parking.
Well,
There's 2
Parks.
open spots.
Get your ticket, $500 only.
Who's going to give them a ticket? It's on private property.
They always sit there and write out their reports in the St. Matt's parking lot.
We have to beg for mercy.
Can I designate those on Sunday to not be?
As long as you call the police department, maybe. I would never be able to guarantee that somebody's parked in a handicap parking
Handicap's not
spot,
gonna get ticketed.
and the police go around your area quite frequently. I want to say.
I'm sorry. It's a regulation of the police department that the building have certain amounts of
Yeah.
handicap space, so you cannot use for your personal use or because you have an event. So you
I know,
need to
but-
have those.
Yeah, we'll
You
add.
can meet because you can get fined.
Yeah, we can add them, but to take them away, no. Yeah, I mean,
You'd be surprised at how little the requirement is. What we did in our parish parking lot is just an atrocity. The state of Illinois requires a 5% handicap rate spaces. We have 97 spaces and we have a 12 handicap spaces. We're at 12%, which is insane.
right. I mean, you can
So-
park in regular parking spaces just, beyond the handicap.
But guys, I need you to park somewheres here, somewheres here, somewhere on the property.
The back row.
And there's a sidewalk that you can walk to get to door number 5.
So we entered through door number 5. Is that what you want, Mick?
Yes, because I cannot unlock the other doors.
Okay,
Enter to 5.
all right.
What a mess.
So a question, make question.
Yes,
Yeah, if I go to mass at 8 o'clock and it will gonna be finished by 8. And from the church, what door will I have to go? Will I have to go
Go
to
around.
go around?
Yeah.
No more connecting.
Okay.
No more connection, huh?
No more connection.
Wow.
at this time, I'm not allowed to unlock the doors leading to
Door?
the church.
Okay.
Isn't the Spanish, was it Alpha or whatever in the gym at that time, or?
Yeah, they
No.
usually have,
No,
oh, no more?
No,
No
Okay.
more?
no more.
COVID concerns, they cannot meet over
Not
50.
yet, anyway.
Okay.
So, no. This is
Mhm.
protecting us too, right? You know, you're going, I know, and I realize that. I am working on a way to get you from the church to the school. But at this time, I do not have it. I may have it by the time we open, but it involves key fobs. And that's a building and grounds and the facilities approval, at which point you would get a key fob and be able to walk through the school. But keep in mind, you entered a separate building. So we are required by diocesan rule and the state of Illinois that we will be required to take your temperature again because you're in the school, not in the church. Which means we're trying to get the focalized entrance, which is door number 5. Don't worry, we'll make it work. I'm not trying to make you get your steps in, although you'll get your steps in.
Hey, Mick Ruddle,
That's
I
the
have a
consolation.
question for you. I have a
When will
question.
this be finished? This pandemic.
Mick, I have a
It
question.
will.
Yes, Lou.
Okay. All right, so now we give the kids back to their parents, all right? And let's say I have the class that's gonna go to church at noon, all right? If that
Probably I'll
parent
go to
says,
church
well, we're going to church,
at
can I
4
leave my
o'clock on
car,
Saturday.
can I leave my car here, okay? In that back parking lot and walk to the church?
No, we have asked the parents to not leave their cars there.
So they have to take their car and go to
Then go
either the
around.
north parking lot or the big parking lot by the church, right?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
We all know it's going to happen. We've just asked them not to.
okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
And we'll offer gentle reminders.
Ah, I
That's
think the
all.
cops should be there.
We don't need cops. We got you guys.
Yeah.
No more coffee?
At least I don't have to worry about that anymore. It's
No
probably
more
straightforward.
hospitality, no more coffee.
Yeah,
Bring
well,
your own.
donut.
Yeah,
So
no
what
coffee.
the heck? I can make my own coffee, and I got good cream here.
Okay. Do we have any questions on getting in or out for the in-person learning?
No more.
Okay.
We have
I
to
want-
make some adjustments, yeah.
I want you to understand how easy this is going to be basically because of the numbers. All right. You guys already saw the numbers I sent out last week, but
Yeah.
I'll show you what we have right now.
Yeah, it changed.
Right here at the 9:10 session, there's a total of 26 children that are going to enter the building.
Oh, yeah.
That's terrible.
I used to have 72.
All right. The 11:10 session is 29. The 12:40 session is 58. We have 43 combined, 22 and 21 right now on remote learning. Our total is 156.
One class.
It is about 61, 62% to last year, where we had a total of 268, I think it was, between 265 and 270.
Wow.
So we are significantly down, which everyone is.
Well, hang on. Oh, never mind.
It's got 6 kids.
Yeah, so this, if you look here, 26 is the total number for the 910, 29, 58. The 22 will be Becky's, and if Bernie's helping with that one, and then, or Arlita, and then Arlita and Alice on the 21 here, which is 1210. I'm calling them family sessions. These are the remote learning. This 156 is the total. All right. So now, if you're looking at your classes here, this is it. If we start at 9, 10 and go down, we have grades 1, 2, and 3. We can do that because of our curriculum is geared for primary, intermediate, middle, and then junior high, the gospel book. So
Wow. You only have 14 kids in 2nd grade making their first communion.
That's it.
Wow.
we have 14 kids in 2nd grade. I'm not so sure they're all making their first communion. Some of them could be first year, but I do think it's all of them. So, and then we've got, of course, I haven't looked at the Sacramento part, Becky, because you will have some of the 4th and 5th graders making first communion as well. We have confirmation Saturday, this Saturday. We have Carmen 80, 82?
Somewhere around that neighborhood, yeah.
Somewhere around 82 kids making their confirmation. 12 or 14 of them are making their first communion. This is our church. So, so I'm not getting hung up on the sacraments yet. I will as soon as we launch, and I could start looking at those.
Okay.
For fourth and 5th grade, we combined, this is the classroom number. So 104, the 15 means that's the max that I can get into that classroom. So Carmen and I have to watch this very closely. So 4th and 5th grade is a combination of 4 and 4, so it's 8. 6th and 7th, Bob Vargas, 7 in 206. And Linda Liss has got 6 students, 5 8th graders and 1 high school student. If we move over here, you've got Sarah at 8 and 104. You've got Lou. Lou has the biggest spread.
Okay.
You have special time here, trying to get out of purgatory on this one. You know, you got a 4-grade swing from 4th to 7th. Because it makes no sense to, I could split it. I could find somebody who wants to teach at 11, 10 and teach 5. And maybe that's what or 4, 3 and 1, and then 5 and 6 here. But
it's all right.
It gets tough there. And, you know, I've been a teacher, and most of you would agree you'd rather have 20 students than 2.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right. Yes,
right.
absolutely.
You know, the dynamic of the class is very difficult, because if you only have 4 kids and you get 2 shy ones, you're in trouble. So Ray Salonga's got 7th or 8th grade and high school, so a total of, I didn't add very well, 11.
We used to have like 20.
All right, and that's in the science room. And then over here, Elsa, my singing lady. Elsa's from the choir. Woo! Elsa's got 4, 6, 8, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 104. Nancy, our newest recruit, I already saw her out there. That's awesome. She's got 4th graders of 8. Eduardo's got 5th graders of 8. I had to move these around. Alondra, I'm asking if she would do 5 kids in 6th and 7th. And Jose, who's new and joining us, he said, sure, I'll help Mick, but I want older kids. And I said, hey, okay, let's go. So we maxed him out at 15, and we have 14, the high school for Dennis Salonga. I always call him Raymond, so that's his real name. Now for Becky and Bernie, or whoever's the co-teacher there, and then maybe Arlita and Alice over here. Becky asked me, even though they're family grades, because that I have to do that in our system, I can't, if I assign kids to 3rd grade, it's going to assign here and it's not. But I will provide you with the breakdown of, in that 22, where these kids are from. But I've talked to both of you, and Bernie, Arlita, I haven't spoke to yet personally about this, but we're really teaching a family approach. It's the one room schoolhouse.
Right. I would appreciate if I could get the name of the family and parents and the children that are going to be attending. That would be great.
I could do that because it'll be harder for you guys on remote than it is in person. So
Stepping out for a minute.
I can do that. So the breakdown. And when I say 22 kids, like here, that doesn't mean you've got 22 windows on Zoom, because
I'm assuming that's 22 families. So is that 22?
No.
It's 22
Two
kids.
kids.
these are 22 kids. You may wind up in this 22 kids only having like 13 families,
Oh, okay.
because the Smiths have 2 kids
Hmm.
and the Tybors have 3,
Right.
and it goes from there. Okay, but I will get you that breakdown.
Thank you.
Any questions on this part? Now, you know that the in-person classes, the 910, 1110, and 1240, those classes do not start until October 11th.
Yeah, October 11.
They do not start this week.
Yes.
Our remote classes start this Sunday,
This Sunday.
The day after confirmation.
the day after confirmation.
Exactly.
Finally,
That's why we've been busy.
we end 1 year and start another. So yes, so our inaugural class will be at 10:10. And notice I jokingly told Father, we will have faith formation every hour. 9:10, 10:10, 11:10, 12:10, and then 12:40. So we now, instead of having 3 sessions, which a lot of my colleagues said, what are you doing? From other parishes, we now actually have 5 sessions.
Wow.
So,
Okay, Mick, I got a question.
and less customers, less students. Yes, Linda.
So basically, I'm used to having the kids move around the classroom. We can't do it anymore. They have to stay in their desk, right?
Unfortunately, yes.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Me too.
It will be tempting to have them move around if you have more desks in there. And Linda, with the class of 6, you'll have extra desks.
Mhm.
But I urge you to try to not do that.
Yeah, okay, got it.
We can all pray that the protocols will change throughout the year, and and they lessen. So that's our goal. All right. All right. So any questions on the breakdown of classes?
Yeah.
All right. People have asked me, some teachers, when I've talked to them, some catechists, well, are you taking more families? And I say absolutely yes. Carmen signed up 3 families today, or this number would be less. So,
Wow.
Friday when I left here, we had 151. So we've added 5 kids in 2 days. So we will continue to add, but we have to be very careful. Like Jose Diaz's class at 1240, we cannot add a number to that. That's done. Ray, we could add 1. Alondra, we could add a few. Eduardo, we could add, because that 8 is out of 12. Nancy, we could add, but we'll add where we can, but we have to be smart. All right. All right. So when you get your kids in class, I sent you an email with lots of attachments, right?
Mick,
Yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm going to drop off for about 5 minutes while I leave the office and get in the car, and I'll call back in.
Okay.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, sir. All right, so I sent you an email with 3 attachments. I'm taking an approach this year. I would have given it to you in hard copy. But in that in that email, and especially for our teachers who are just joining us, you'll see that there is a syllabus. And
Yeah.
the syllabus looks like this. And for all of us who've been around, it hasn't changed much. We've got the dates here, but because we're a lectionary based program, this is the number Sunday that we are in the church year. And if you're not familiar with that, you will be after this. So October 4th coming up is the 27th Sunday in
27th.
ordinary time,
27.
year A. Your lesson in your book, when you pick it up, will be on page 222. So it's kind of funny, right? You're starting the year on page 222. That's the way it goes.
Well, I brought my book in. The office was closed and I stuck it in the mailbox.
I know, Beck, and I'm so sorry. I thought we got all those books back earlier in the year.
Me too. I thought I turned mine in right, as I was leaving. Sorry.
So we're going to turn around and get it back. We'll figure that out. All right, so you've got the book that we're going to give you will last all the way here till year A ends. If you didn't know this, the first Sunday of the church year, the new year, is right here, November 29th, first Sunday of Advent. I generally tell people, the kids, I can actually wish you a happy new year because it's a new church year. At that point, here on November 22nd, I have to get your A books and I have to give you your B books. I cannot give you your B books now because they have not been shipped to us.
Good reason.
We ordered these 8 weeks ago, but we were told we would not get them. And the LTP usually gets them out early. I think they stopped printing until they figured out how many people are going to use them. These are reusable books. We will use them every 3 years. So we appreciate getting them back. They're kind of expensive. So, and we can be safe and frugal in this manner. So when you get this, I'll send you a new syllabus and I will go through and I will put the page numbers in there for you. So if you see any page numbers here, I just did not delete these yet. These are from the wrong year. I have to go and get all the year Bs when I get the book. Something new this year, if you would like to look at this ahead of time, whatever you want, is that there's a link here. And it's
the saints.
for the saints. What I did for you though, is I sent you a file, an attachment in which you could take a look at the saints ahead of time. And I'm trying to
Saints for the week.
back my saint focus of the week. So that is what I want to do is I shared in my email. I want 3 components. I want the gospel, breaking open the gospel, linking to the catechism, which we'll cover in a second, and then of course the saint of the week. On or in person, if you want to share that that saint of the week sheet with your class, you need to work with Carmen and she will get that together for you. We've tried to make it, and I found this resource a long time ago. I just never used it, but it's like a cartoon type thing. And it's got very little information, but it's something that the kids, even
animation.
Yeah, even young people or the teenagers will think it's kind of corny, but funny, blah, blah, blah.
It's gonna be interesting for them.
Yeah, but behind it is in that document is a lot more information because you'll see that there's a teaching on it. And here you go. This on October 4th, it's St. Francis of Assisi. but here's a whole teaching. This is not for the kids.
For us.
It's too much.
Yeah.
This is for us to read and say, okay, well, what am I going to talk to the kids about? Because you're going to find a saint that you know nothing about, like Saint Bruno.
Mhm.
All right, you're going to say, I didn't know. I thought that was Frank Bruno. You know, it's Saint Bruno. What's Saint Bruno all about? And there you go. Bruno was born in
Yeah.
Cologne, the prominent last name of the family. He studied at the
Bust.
cathedral school. All I'm asking you to do is expose our kids to the lives of the saints.
Hmm.
Find something that they did that the kids could relate to. You know, I'm just first glance, you know, they embrace poverty, manual labor, prayer, and transcribing manuscripts. All right. Sometimes our society looks down on people who do manual labor. Here's a whole religious order that was dedicated to it.
Hmm.
And he's a saint. You know, poverty, we can embrace poverty. When I was a teenager, I hated the fact that we were poor. I did. And we were poor. All right. But now, you know, take a look. We can embrace this a little bit. And it's hard to do, but maybe we can talk about that with our kids. So my goal is that we would have a few moments each class on a saint of the week. Okay? Can't make you do it, but I can sure as heck try. Why there's blank pages in here is if you asked me, and it's 78 pages, but I understand not everyone's computer literate and wants to read on a screen. If you asked me to print this, I want the cartoon to be on the front of the week. So I put the blank pages in there so it would print right. That's the only reason.
And if you do have a double-sided printer, it would match.
Correct. I didn't look here, but this, I'm seeing Saint Simon and Saint Jude, so they're on the same sheet because we're focusing on both of them that week. Okay. If we go all the way up, oh, I don't have the agenda. All right. Any questions on this? Okay. For our remote teachers, all you may want to do, guys, is share this.
Yeah.
That's it. And then you could talk about it. You know, St. Francis, dogs, blessing of pets. We didn't do that this year because of the pandemic, but oh, look, the stigmata, you know, we've got something we could teach to. When you do remote learning, you have to change the screens often. All right, so we have to give them something to look at. All right, you can do whatever you want. I will help our teachers do remote, but I think actually remote teaching might almost be, you can almost give more to them in an easier way. And I'll show these guys and invite you in to watch if you ever want to, but we'll be able to find a 2-minute clip on YouTube or on Formed, Becky and Alice, and we'll be able to share that with our families very easily just by clicking share screen and playing the video, ending the 2-minute video and talking to the kids about it.
Wow.
All right. So there's things we can do here that are easier remote than they are in person. All right. The last thing I wanted to show you was the third attachment there. And the attachment was the links to the catechism. All right. This is something, God bless Carmen here. I didn't do this. There's a book out there that helps us link the Gospels or the readings, the lectionary readings, to the Catechism of the Catholic Church. I did not want to make I did not have the funds to buy everyone a book and give it to them. So risking death by typing things we shouldn't type. What's that called? When you have plagiarism and the copyright infringement. I figured the Catholic Church wouldn't come down on me that hard. Carmen typed out all of these for us.
Wow.
So we're 2 years into a 3-year cycle. We got to work on year B, maybe next spring. But here we go. 27th Sunday matches up with their lesson in your workbook.
Right. What I did is in between the boxes, I put the date of the class. So I added the date in there.
Perfect. This is just something pure that we can use year to year to year. And that's why I emailed it. You guys can do whatever you want with it. It's on your computer now. If you need something printed, you got to let me know. All right. But here it is. This is a snapshot of the readings for this coming Sunday. The first reading, the Psalm, the second reading, and the Gospel. All right, that's it. It's not going to explain it because you've got that in your workbook, which many of you have yet to pick up. So you'll get that. The links to the catechism.
Yeah.
All right, 2633, every need can be a motive for prayer. 1803 to 1809, the gifts and the fruits of the Holy Spirit. In these readings contain these messages. So we're asking you to find one or two, it doesn't matter, not all of them, but find something you could spend a little bit of time on with our kids. All right, teachings I want to share with my class. Write down one or two things that you want to make the link to. If you want the full reading from this, I thought this link worked last year. It's not working this year. So let's just look at 2633, that top one. If we took a look, and I'll send you out the next one. All right, 2633. What if I move you over? So 2633, there it is. When we share in God's saving love, we understand that every need can be the object of petition, of prayer. That is the line that was in the links book, the sheet. So you could look at this and say, this is what I want to talk about, that every need can become the object of prayer. Relate it to the gospel and you're golden. All right. If you have, and some of you, many of you have the catechism at home, this is the book I'm talking about. And these are the paragraph. If you've never really opened this, and this will give you an opportunity to investigate it. But this entire book is put together by paragraphs. If you don't have one at home, don't run out and buy one. You're going to use this website. And this is the full Catechism of the Catholic Church, 2nd edition. All right. You're going to go back and you're going to see every paragraph in here is set up that way.
Is this the one?
Okay, and I will send you this link and I'll replace it because that Knights of Columbus link is no longer working. It takes you to the Vatican website, which is great, but the Vatican website is not searchable. So we want whatever you're using to be searchable. Okay, so those are the three.
Is it Jade in here?
Those are the three attachments that I sent you on the email.
Daddy here?
Okay. All right. Any questions on those?
Run out in the street.
I just muted you because you were coming through. As host, we can do that. You can't mute me though.
You can. This is Jose. I got a quick question. My video's off because I'm driving, but
that's okay.
Can you hear me clearly, first of all?
Yes.
Okay. So I did look at your email, and there's a lot of structure to it. The thought that came to mind is, what if these kids bring up questions that are not directly related to the readings? For example, how do we know that God exists? I mean, stuff that I think I'm thinking about the 8th graders that I know they're asking. What's your recommendation or suggestion how to address those types of questions?
I think if you are comfortable in answering those, and you know that your answer is going to be correct, we are not in the process of preaching heresy. So we have to be careful. So I leave that to you individually as a teacher here. If you can address it, you address it. But I do want every teacher to know that our opinions don't count. In the classroom, opinions don't count. All right, we teach the teachings of the church. When I taught 8th grade, kids, 8th grade is difficult. 8th grade's the grade. 7th and 8th is when they're going to ask you the questions, and they're going to ask you, their friend at school is gay, and why is the church so against gay people? And we can't let our opinion enter it, whether you're against or pro. I always go back to the teachings of the church, which is the Catechism of the Catholic Church. But I feel, even before I worked here on staff, I felt very comfortable because I knew where to find the answers. I had some great support people that did work here, and I had the Catechism. I had L. Busick I could ask questions of. He knew a lot. So if your kids, I call it the squirrels in the room, if your conversations take off in a different direction and you feel comfortable where it's at, talk about it, because it earns respect if you address their questions and don't hide from them. If you don't feel comfortable with it, and I've had teachers do that in the past, say, tell the class, I'm not really sure, but why don't we get Deacon Mick to come in here next week and he can answer that question. That's fine. And if I can't answer it, I'll get Father Gregor to come the week after. All right.
Sounds good. Thanks, Deacon.
We'll get somebody in there. We owe the kids the truth. We owe them the truth. All right. And when I say opinions, you know what I mean, right? Father Dave Dillon, who hired me, said it was the greatest line I ever heard. The truths of the Catholic Church will never change. How we teach them must. So we have to get real creative. But we can't, it can't be the gospel according to Mick. If it was. All right. And keep in mind, like Nancy and Elsa, these are short classes. These are 40-minute classes. And by the time you work on prayer, and you might say, oh my gosh, I'm teaching 3rd graders, I don't need to work on the sign of the cross. We're all going to tell you, yes, you do. Because it needs to be reinforced every year. I told Jose when I talked to him, he's got 8th graders. You probably need to do it even more with 8th graders. Bernie Dooley knows RCIA backwards and forwards. RCIA is the rite of Christian initiation. It's what adults go through to become Catholic, to complete their sacraments. And the premise of RCIA is you always start at the beginning. You don't worry about what they think they know or what you may think they know. Everyone starts at the beginning. And if somebody knows more than the person sitting next to them, use them. If a little kid knows how to make the sign of the cross, you ask them to help the kid in the other class. Or if you're on Zoom, you silence everyone and let them say the prayer. You can do that. Use those kids. But 40-minute sessions aren't that long. You do some prayer, you preach the gospel, You're going to read it. You're going to, in class, you're going to make them stand. The first week, I told you guys this, the teachers who have been with me, ask them, the first week you read the gospel, say, oh, wait a second, what are you doing? What is this? What is that? Why are you doing that? It looks like you're swatting flies. What's going on? And make them talk to you, make them understand. That might be the only thing they remember that week, is when you teach them that this means, may the words of Christ be on my mind, on my lips, and in my heart. They might not hear the gospel from you because they're amazed at that they finally figured something out that no one knew. And if you didn't know it, don't worry about it. Now you know. All right, and you'll be able to use it. If you don't figure it out till the end of the year, stop at the end of the year and say, hey, wait a second, what have we been doing all year? All right, that's the beauty of this. It's called sharing our faith, not teaching religion. All right, so we preach the gospel, we break open the word, because sometimes the gospel is preached in our churches, not to their level. Sometimes it's like we're preaching to, the Pope instead of the peeps. So we got to preach to the peeps. So break it open ahead of time and find out, Jose asked me, how long does it take to prepare for a class? And I thought about that. At the bare minimum, if you're going to teach a 40-minute class, you need to find 40 minutes during the week to prepare. Doesn't all have to be together, but read the gospel on Monday. Wednesday, if you get a chance, look at the links to the catechism, for 10 minutes. Maybe on Thursday, you take a look at the saint. Maybe you try to anticipate a question. Maybe you have something, a story you want to share about that gospel, the first time you heard it, or something that happened in your past. All right, so I think at the bare minimum, it takes a minute for a minute of preparation for a minute of teaching at a bare minimum. Carmen knows when I teach, it's more like 20 minutes per minute. I overplan classes because I want to have a lot of information. All right. But it's fun. We got to make it fun. We're not teaching algebra. We're teaching the love of God. Right? These kids should be smiling and happy when they walk out of your room or get off your Zoom call. They shouldn't be scratching their head going like, what the heck just happened? All right. Fill them with joy. Fill them with joy.
Deacon, I have a quick question.
Yep.
In my class, I pass out the gospel and we all read from it. Now, in the school, we were able to make copies. Can we still do that?
Here's my rule of thumb for handouts. Everything is one directional. If you hand something to a kid, then they're taking it home. They're not passing it back to you.
Oh, really?
All right. We just can't do that. It's the same reason why we're very careful about handing out bulletins in church. We don't put them out for people to grab them. We hand them one at a time after someone has sanitized their hands. There are no tables in the narthex. We're going to the extreme of what to do during Advent. We're buying books for the parish like we do, but we will not be able to put them on a table and let people take them. We will have to have somebody there handing them to them, because if somebody touches it, we want them to take it home and not give it back to us.
Deacon Mick, when I hand them out, they hand them back to me in a folder, and I have every student has a folder. No more.
They can carry the folder and bring the folder back.
But I can't keep it for them? I can sanitize it.
You don't want to keep it for them.
Why not? I'll sanitize it.
How do you sanitize paper?
Oh,
But Andy, just spray it on with stuff.
We've got someone in this group right here that helps our parish count the collections, and they have to wait 3 days to touch it because that's the diocesan rule. The money that you put in the basket sits there for 3 days.
The reason why I do this basically is because I keep all this information for them at the end of the year, give it to them, they can review it, what we studied all year, and their handwriting, their comments are on there. It's all a big plus as far as I know.
It is. And I've never said anything, Bob, but I will hear from the parents if we do what you're suggesting.
Oh, okay.
The CDC is very clear. We can't give them pens to use. They have to have their own. They cannot share pens. They cannot share. If you're handing out papers, you must hand it to them. You can't get a kid to get up in front and pass them through. Bernie and I in RCIA, it's so easy for us just to take the papers and say, okay, here, 3 and 3, and pass them down. We can't do that. You have to sanitize your hands and you have to hand each kid their paper. It's a different world.
I know. So when you tell them, the most you can do is just relate the gospel and hope they remember it.
You can give them their sheets and have them record it, like you've done. But I'm sorry, I'm letting somebody, but they have to, and you can give them a folder to keep and have them bring it with them.
Mm.
And for those of you who have taught, Linda Liss has taught 8th grade, we used to have them carry their journal with them. We never took their journal from them. We to make sure they wrote in their journal, we asked them to open up their journal to whatever week, and we looked at it just to make sure they had written something, but we never collected it.
Right.
Because back then we did it because journals are personal.
Yeah.
And we want these young teenagers to trust us that, it's about doing the exercise, not the quality of it. So you may have to adopt your look, Bob, or how you approach this by saying, okay, I want them to collect it and keep it all in one place.
Right, so they can have their own folder and bring that in. I won't keep it for them.
Correct.
But I can still hand them out something to read. That's the important part.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
You can give them a folder. You can have them put their names on it and write their favorite color on it, whatever you want to do, and then tell them you need to bring it to class every week, and every week I'm going to give you something to put in there.
Okay.
There you
Yes,
go.
you can.
I'll help supply the folders for you, Bob.
I'm sorry? What?
I'll help supply the 2-pocket folders for you.
Thank you. Whatever
if you-
students I have, add one more for me.
Okay.
Okay, I got a question then. Okay, so do we have to, like, if we print something, do we have to print it so many days ahead of time
No,
before we hand it to them?
Yeah, that's kind of changing. We want you to hand it to them after you sanitized your hands
Okay,
in front of them. Yes.
Mhm.
okay,
Um,
got it.
We make copies in the school anymore or have it before?
no, you could make copies in the school. We'll have
Okay.
that available. That doesn't change. We can do that.
And we can make copies from home and bring it in.
Yes.
Sure.
Okay, okay, got it.
Thank you.
If you decide to use the Saint sheet, Anna or Carmen and I can get that printed for you. That cartoon type thing. We don't mind doing that, but we have to know ahead of time. And if you want it every week, you just got to tell us, if that's something you want to use. All right. If it's not, you're not going to offend me. I don't care. But I do want you to focus on a saint. I don't want to get to 8th grade and tell these kids they got to do a saint research and they have less than a good idea what saints are, how you become a saint, and how they can even find out information on the saints. We have to do a better job. Saints give witness to our faith. There's another conversation I had here this week with somebody on this call. I said, we got to learn to give witness. We got to give witness is a very Protestant type term. but giving witness is a strong thing to do, and our saints have done it. They've given witness to their faith by their life. And we need to let these kids see these saints and what they've done and where they came from. You know, our faith is a faith of hope, and these lives of the saints offer so much hope. You know, so many of them came from nothing and achieved everything by the grace of God. So anyway, I get passionate. So, all right. I didn't want to go too much longer than an hour. An hour is a long time. So I go ahead with questions.
Sorry, Mick. I got that disconnected because of my internet. Sorry.
Okay. Bad AT&T.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I'm just guessing.
Deacon,
Yes, ma'am.
do you for those remote?
Yeah.
Are there emails available to send something to the parents for the children?
Oh, thank you. I want to talk to you, Becky, Arlita, if Arlita wants to, and Arlita, I see you there. If you want to help with remote, and Bernie, if I want to talk to you guys, I won't take everyone's time up on that. I told Bernie, I said that I want to do one separate call with remote teachers so you can see the back end. But I would like you to think about, if you want to get something to the families, how do you want to do it? Because there's a couple of different ways without involving emails, which I want to respect the privacy of the parents.
Okay.
And one of the ways that we can do it is because the one thing that Carmen and I, and Lou knows, because he helped with the translations in Spanish, on the parent meeting that we had, we took them to the website and showed them where to find stuff. We showed them the faith formation page, and we told them that, you know, that is one of our key parts, our points of communication. So I was thinking, if we wanted to create a page on the website just for remote learners, we could even have remote learners for 10:10 session and one for 12:10. And if you guys have something separate you want put there, it doesn't take me long to put it up on a website. You know, if it's in a PDF or a JPEG, or I can even convert it and get it up there. But if I know Becky and a lot of you guys have stuff that you like to hand your kids. With remote learning, it's hard, but not impossible. Okay, so I can help, but think about, you four think about that, and we can do it.
Mick, one last question from my end here. Would you mind if I stopped in after 8:45 Mass on Thursday to get my book?
No, absolutely not. In my email, I said, please work it out with Carmen.
Carmen.
And Carmen will Carmen will help you out. Oh, I work till 5 every day. We'll do what we did with Jose. We put it in the black mailbox, and Jose picked it up. I told him he had to pick it up by 11 o'clock the next morning, or the postman would come and take it. So we can get it back to you, you know, your book to you. If you want to stop in when we're here, that's fine. Just knock on the, but Carmen has the books. They have your names on it. They're in her office or the Faith Formation office downstairs. Some of you, I know she reached out to, like Linda, she reached out via email to see if you still have your gospel book from last year, because that's what we're looking for from a few of you. And for Linda and for
Becky?
No, for Linda and Dennis, we are going back to the Gospels, where we're not going to do the RCIA model this year. It's just easier to keep it all the same. All right, and they'll understand that. And now this is what you would do as a teacher. If you're teaching remote and you got all these black boxes here, all right, this is when you would ask a question, and you would tell your class, about it ahead of time that you're going to do this. And you're going to say, hey, before we end, I want everyone to open up their chat and type a message. And I want everyone to tell me really quick what saint we're going to cover this Sunday. And ideally, everyone on this call here is going to type in and say St. Francis.
Saint Francis.
And you could say of Assisi, it doesn't matter. You can ask any question that they should know the answer to. You don't even care if they get the saint wrong. What you care about is that they're paying attention.
Oh. Ancient.
Because you don't want to sit here and embarrass anyone, but you're going to be able to come back and you're going to be able to tell me and say, you know, Linda always signs on for her 10:10 session, and then I never hear from her. So I think she's playing on her phone or something, or went to breakfast. So I'll be able to call to the parents and say, hey, the teacher's been asking for responses, and you know, you're not answering. So, you know, we're not sure of what's going on. I am in the process of working with the diocesan rules of, and I will include you in on that, of what is allowed on a Zoom call. We are at where the question is, can we require pictures to be shown? So that's going through the attorney's office of that, if that's acceptable. You know, meaning if there's a camera available. Like Linda doesn't have a camera, I can understand that. But all these kids are doing remote learning in school.
Yeah.
All right, they have tablets or laptops. Some of us still have desktops and we don't have cameras there. So we're understanding that. All right, but even our cell phones have cameras. We can do it when we want to video chat with our friends. We can do it on Sunday when we're hearing the gospel.
That's right.
All right, so so the teachers who are doing remote will get a little creative in that regard. All right, that's why I say I don't necessarily say that you have to take attendance at the beginning. It's almost better to take attendance at the end.
Yeah.
And only take it by chat. They have to sign it by chat, because teachers, I will show you, you can file save the chat. So, and you can go back to it later. All right, just like we can, you know, and y'all can see it, I'm not hiding, but I recorded the Zoom call as we did the parent call. You see it on the top of the screen. And we're doing that just for teachers who missed. So like Sarah was working and she couldn't make it home in time.
Yeah, your parents' meeting was on Tube.
Yes, we recorded the Zoom call with the parents, and then we uploaded it to our YouTube channel. And we post the link for our parent on our website. So when parents said, oh, I missed the meeting, we're not going to sit there and tell them everything we talked about. We told them, if you want to know how to get into the school when we open, you better go to the website and watch the video. So we're trying to do this more effectively. So our youngins are here too, our youngins. But we're so blessed to have Alondra and Eduardo. They're our youngest catechist, and thank God they're here. I forgot who iPhone is.
King, maybe King?
I don't know, but iPhone's not listening.
No, he said he had to drop off at
Jose did.
No, that's Jose.
No, that's me, I guess. Yeah, I need to drop off in a
Jose's
minute.
iPhone is here, but whose iPhone? Just iPhone. All right. Anyway, I'm not gonna worry about it. It's up to our remote teachers.
It's me. I have to, my iPad disconnected.
Oh, is that you, Elsa?
Yes, it's me.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Okay.
Good lady.
All right, so your to-do list is real simple. Get a hold of Carmen and arrange to pick up your book. If you have a book already, not you, Jose, because I just gave you one, but if you have a book that you're just going to keep, if you could let Carmen know that, like Linda, we don't have a record that you turned your book in, I think, I don't know. But if you still have it and are going to use it, that's fine. We want to make sure that we have books for everyone. We have less teachers, so we should have enough books,
Yeah, really.
but y'all eat those things. And
I do have the book. I just gotta
Pick it up.
see which one it is.
okay,
Ooh,
praise God. All
another
right.
kind of cash.
Any questions?
No.
So we have our supplies for inside the room. Mick, after the class, we can just after accompanying our students down to the parking lot, and then we can come back and sanitize the room. And
Yes, thank you. Catechist, I really would appreciate this help. After the kids are taken out to the parking lot, yes, you can come back in. We'll have the door unlocked for you to come back in.
Okay.
You can go back up to your rooms and get your possessions. And we are asking if you would help by spraying down the desks. Desks and doorknobs. All right, that's really it. We will have on each floor, well, I'll try to get 2 upstairs, but the sanitizer sprayers that we have in the church with the wand, and I'll have a bottle or 2 as well. All right, if you feel more comfortable with that. All we need to do is keep those. Maybe what we'll do on the second floor is we'll keep them in the copier room. All right. And the reason is we shouldn't have them in the classroom. Now I know the St. Matthew teachers are. They are doing that. All right. But we're not if you see that chemical, put it somewhere. I don't feel very comfortable with chemicals and kids.
yeah.
All right. It's, I would rather that not happen. So in the church, we ask the volunteers not to leave the spray bottles out in the church, because some little kids going to pick it up and say, "What's this?" and spray themselves in the face. We got to be careful. So, but on your first day of class, we'll make sure you know where that is. If something happens, Sylvia or Bob, Linda, Eduardo, it doesn't matter, where you're in a hurry and you can't do it, you just need to tell Carmen or myself, "Hey, I'm sorry, I couldn't sanitize 102 or 107, whatever your class is," because that means we have to. All right, we have to do it. What we're asking you to do it for is because Carmen and I, after you leave, get to sanitize the hallways, the doorways in Hurley Hall, and the bathrooms, because somebody could have walked in there, and the stairwell doors, and we have to walk through and do our stuff. All right, so, and we're not going to do that until after you've left, because we don't want you slipping or falling on where we've sprayed. So.
Excuse me, Deacon Mick, could you mention to the catechist what we discussed, that I'm no longer utilizing the front office, and the Rosses will be at their designated tables in the hall?
I think you just did.
Okay.
Good job. Yeah, Carmen will not be in that front office area. There's no point in being there. We are needed by door 5. So that is where we're going to hang out. And when you get there and you need your roster envelope, it's going to be on your table that has your name on it. For many of you, it's the way it was 4 years ago.
Yes, that's how I did it.
Remember 4 years ago, you would come into Hurley Hall, the folder would be there, you'd wait,
Yeah.
your kids would come, and you'd go to class. So in that regard, we went backwards just a little bit, but we did it just because of COVID. All right. If a child becomes ill during class, all right, you have to text And you will have Carmen and my phone number, but you have to stop class, text us, call us, do whatever you need to do. We will come and get that child. Do not send them out of your class. I don't want them walking through the hallways. And we will take them, and we have a room dedicated to that incident if a child is sick. And then we will have that child go into that room, and we will immediately call the parents and have them picked up.
Excuse me, I wanted to mention, when you do send or make a text, could you please let me know who you are? Because in the past, I've received texts and then you expect me to remember your number or know who you are. I need to know who is sending me the message.
I don't have a phone.
Bob, then just get the next teacher in the next room to do it. Hey,
Gotcha.
text Mick, I got a sick kid. I don't care what you do. 106, sick kid. I'll come. Okay. But don't tell me it's a sick kid if they're just misbehaving. Okay. Do something different with that. I see sick kid, I'm gonna get scared. I'm putting face mask. Oh yeah, face masks. I have to read it. I do believe teachers have to wear face masks, face shields.
During class.
Face shields. So mask and shield. I will provide you with the shield.
Oh, man.
Yep, I know. But
Why?
it's for well, the shield protects you. The mask protects them.
How about the gloves when sanitizing the chairs and tables?
Yes, we will have gloves with our supplies on each floor. So you'll have a box of disposable gloves that you can take and use. That sanitizer spray though, it's not, please wear the gloves because you should, but I've gotten it all over my hands. I've sprayed my clothes and it's fine. And not that it's a good deodorant or a nice aftershave. It's just if I rubbed up against something and I'm not sure, like a door that, I'll just squirt my arm or something and it's fine. I just wouldn't want to squirt my face. So I don't want little kids getting around the bottom. But no, we'll have gloves.
Thank you.
All right. Anything else?
Mick, I know this has nothing to do with class, but what time is confirmation? There's 2 sessions on Saturday, right?
Yes.
On this Saturday, right?
Yeah, it was a very quiet, and we did very well. We purposely invited families to a specific confirmation mass, and we did very good because no one figured out that we actually have 2 masses. And we did it purposely because we couldn't keep trying to balance, because somebody was going to say, oh, can we do the 10 o'clock instead of the 2 o'clock? And we couldn't do that. For space reasons, we equally split it and then added some people from outside the parish as safety. So yes, we have two masses at 10 o'clock and at 2 p.m. Same bishop. He will simply, after the first mass, he will simply take a break and go have lunch and then come back and do it again. So Linda, are you saying
I'm
that
going to be there. So I'm going to be there. So what time do you want me to be there?
40 minutes before each mass.
Okay, got it.
We open the doors at 9:30. So if you are volunteering to help check people in or something like that, 10 minutes earlier than that.
Okay, I'll be there. Okay.
It should be fun.
My question is, with the 3 children, can they just be on with me or should they be on their own laptops?
That is your call and your bandwidth in the house, Beck. And what I mean by that,
I have 5 of them on the computers every day.
then it would probably you do either one and see how it works. If you think they're not paying attention, you get them in the room next to you.
Okay.
If you think they're paying attention, then they can go to their other room. But there will be rules. We don't want, kids cannot be eating during our lesson. They can't be in bed. They can't be in the toilet, on the toilet. I don't want, there will be rules for this, all right? And it's a classroom, you know, and that's the best way to think of Zoom. And you guys know, many of you have done Zoom meetings, but Zoom is a meeting room.
Right.
That's all it is. It's a room that we meet in remotely. We can only have one meeting at a time. If I went to start another meeting, this one would close
Right.
because it's a meeting room. So you guys are in it. If I start another one, you guys get kicked out. So we'll have some of those rules. So, all right.
And the kids know that they can't eat because I would assume that they would have, even in my class, they would have a water bottle or what you're drinking out of.
Yeah, I think, you know, of course, water bottles would be acceptable, but I have a coffee cup, but I'm not eating my breakfast and doing that stuff. You know, I haven't had dinner yet, but I'm not eating dinner here, you know, so so that's what we mean. You know, we want, it's 40 minutes.
I know.
Think about in class. All right. They wouldn't be laying in bed if they were in class. They wouldn't be eating a Big Mac if they were in class. Would they have a water bottle? Okay. All right. We are talking about the gospel. They should stand when you proclaim the gospel.
Gospel.
They should do all the things that we always do. Amen.
Sometimes that's,
Amen.
yeah, that the 40 minutes sometimes is not enough.
I know it's not enough. I didn't create this. This was
Attention span is 20 minutes.
This was Father Jerome's time limitations. I am just working with it.
Yeah.
And you guys can say, well, Father Jerome's not here, but it's not going away soon. So it's 40 minutes. So action packed, make it work.
Make it work. Yeah. Okay.
All right, we're good.
We're good.
All right. Yeah, guys, if you think of anything, send me an email, call me, text me, do something. For those of you who don't have phones, do it the old-fashioned way. Call Carmen, and then she'll get me a message. Okay. Tomorrow, I will be writing and sending out the protocols, the guidelines for remote learning. I will send them to the parents and I will send them to the teachers. So everyone understands that, and that email will include the link. For Alice, Arlita, Becky, and Bernie, are you guys okay if we did this again tomorrow and just talked about the back end? Because I know,
Yes.
Becky, you've got Thursday on, you're tapped for work in the evening. I don't know if you're free tomorrow or during the day or something.
Somebody has my phone. So
Okay. That's okay. If you guys, if you four, and I'll send you a note before I leave here to Arlita, Bernie, Alice, and Becky, but we just want to have some time where I can show you the back end of Zoom.
Yes, I'm available tomorrow.
Okay.
After 5 o'clock.
Okay. All right. So, and that's a common thing. We don't have to wait till 6:30. If everyone says, oh, 5 o'clock, or 5:15 even, because Beck, if you get home and you want, whatever you want to do, that's the beauty of this. We don't have a physical building we have to worry about.
right, I can do it at any time. So Bernie, whatever time you want.
Okay. So we'll check with Arlita, who I don't know if she's hearing us, and then we'll figure out how that works. So I'll be in touch. Okay. All right. God bless y'all.
Thank
God bless
you.
you.
Thank you.
All right, 7:59. Who's watching the debates?
I am right now.
I'm gonna go home and watch them and
And
hope not to get nauseous.
No, I don't think so. All right, see you guys. All right, bye.
God bless
Thank you
y'all.
so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Carmen, bye.
Oh, hey, Mac, one question.
Yes.
What is your opinion on Word on Fire?
Oh, I like Word on Fire.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's Bishop Barron's website. Yeah.
Right.
No, good stuff. But you need to look at Formed as you and Alice as
Formed, yeah.
as a remote learn teacher. You need to look at our subscription to Formed. It's completely free to all our parishioners, but there are cartoons on there. There's the ways that you Formed has got a ton of stuff.
Okay, yeah, I never looked yet.
Yes, I'm listening to that Formed website.
Because there's stuff, and I don't know if I could do it. Is there a website? Can I get to a web page? Hold on one second. I could do it really quick here.
Probably exit full screen and get in there.
Oh, this one. Okay, let's see if I can get to here. But I'm going to put kids Christian videos. All right, Noah's Ark. So
Oh,
here we go. So
kids Christian videos. Okay.
I'm just doing something, but we can use this even. I don't know. Can you see that or?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So we can, but we could do this with Formed, and this is a 9-minute, but if you had a 2-minute video of something that was kind of cool, can you hear it?
Yes.
Okay.
When God created the world,
Yeah.
everything in it, he made man in his own image to live here.
So this is from Formed?
No, this I
No,
just took
Christian.
from YouTube.
On YouTube, right?
Yeah.
But if you go to Formed, they've got, it's Catholic, of course.
Right.
Formed is all Catholic. This is from YouTube and it's just Christian,
Right.
you know.
Right.
But there's a ton of things, 2-minute clips or something, and there's no kid, I don't care if they're in 8th grade. 8th graders still watch anime and cartoons, and it's fine. It's for the family. You can use this stuff.
Sure.
It'll, and that's something you can't do that easily in the classroom.
No, I wish we had it. Right. So yeah.
That's
nice.
why this isn't terrible. And you'll see, well, here, I can, I just showed you really quick here. I made you a co-host. Both of you are a co-host.
Okay.
So if you look at the bottom of your screen, you now see something that's called share screen.
Yeah.
You don't want to click on it because I don't know what you got to open on your computer.
It's not mine, it's my kids. So
okay, but when I touch share screen, can you all the windows that are open on my computer come up, and I just pick one.
Oh, okay.
And then I click share, and that's what you see.
Okay, so we could have everything basically up.
Yes.
And just not up.
It's going in the background, and
Right.
then you hit share screen, pick what you want, and go with it.
Okay.
And then to stop it, at the top, you'll see stop share when you're ready to, and you'll hit stop share, and you go back to this look. So there's other stuff in the background, but that's the one that share screen allows you to share whatever you want.
Now, mine says one participant can share at a time. Multiple participants can share simultaneously. And then it has advanced share options.
Yeah, but if you clicked share screen, you could share.
Okay, well, I did. And it says one participant can share at a time or multiple.
Oh, no, don't click the arrow. Click the actual button that says share screen.
Yes, okay.
Now you could share anything. But once you're sharing, I can't, because only one person can share at a time.
Okay, because I have it where multiple participants can share simultaneously.
Okay, so then I set it to that as well. Okay, so now you can share, I can share. I just had it on one.
Okay.
But if you click that share person, it's not where the arrow is, but where that up arrow, the full arrow, then you're going to see what you can share.
Okay. Huh.
Alice, do you see that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we'll talk more about that when we get the other two, but
Okay.
but there's things. And do you see reactions?
Yes.
Okay, reactions. You can have you can tell everyone, hey, everyone give me a thumbs up.
Okay.
And teach them that, when you're on the Zoom class. Hey, come on, let's have a heart.
I don't have a heart. I just have thumbs up and clap.
Oh, usually that's all I get, but today I've got a heart too. So
Oh.
stick to the clap or the thumbs up.
Okay.
If you click on participants,
Yes.
you'll see that there's right under the last participant, there's a more.
Okay.
And you can click, hey, I need a coffee break.
Oh.
So you can have the kids do it from there,
No, I don't see.
Do you see yes, no, go slower,
Yes.
go faster?
Yes.
And then
Where's
more.
that?
Oh, the little dots.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's on the participant. So you got to click participant at the bottom first.
Okay. I see.
Okay.
And then another
Oh,
window
yeah.
pops up. And
Yeah.
then you get all that. And then you can hit clear all, so it gets rid of them all.
Okay.
So you could ask yes or no questions. You could mute everybody.
Right. I see that.
All right. And then you could say, okay, guys, I'm going to ask you a question. And I just need you, does everyone do you like peanut butter? I clicked yes. You could click no. Alice could click no right there. All you're asking it for, can you see? Can you click yes or no? There you go. And Alice, if you made a decision, Alice, you don't like peanut butter at all. You're not even answering, Alice.
It's right there. In chat?
No.
No.
Back up participant.
In participant.
In participant? Oh, wait. I click on participant and then.
You see yes or no?
Oh, yes. Okay, there.
Oh, so we all like peanut butter. Excellent. This is a way, though, you can engage to make sure that they're paying attention.
Okay. Okay. So
there's different ways. You don't always want them talking because it gets jumbled. All right. So we'll talk about that when we get the other two as well. I'll let you guys go. I apologize.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, because I've never been a leader or had a leaderboard. So
yeah, I'm always a participant.
Me too.
And that's okay. For the first several weeks, we're both going to be on the call.
Okay.
All right. So you're going to be a co-host. You can do everything that I can do. But I'll be there if you say, hey, Deacon Mick, I can't get the saint up. I'll be able to do something.
Ooh, so this is my son's computer. I'm gonna have to upload it all on here.
Yeah, it's in my, I save it on